Hello, welcome to another episode of Bickering with Matt and John. I'm John.
I'm Matthew.
What's today's topic, Matthew?
Well, today we're going to be talking about how we met. And we're also going to be talking about an album we both have listened to in this last week called Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa. And we also are going to be discussing the movie Bad Boys for Life.
Actually, it's just Bad Boys. Bad Boys for Life is the third one that came out.
There's 3 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. And then, we're also going to talk about some pop culture and our opinions on stuff. So, and hopefully we'll bicker.
And there's a lot of juicy news out there this week, especially in the world of politics, since Bernie Sanders has dropped out of the presidential race.
Oh, poor Bernie. What did I just... I said something.
It's not like you said poor Pam.
Poor Pam. Have we ever had a Pam in, office?
Yeah.
Who?
What? Oh.
A Pam?
Oh, I thought you said, have you ever heard of Pam from Office?
Oh, no.
I thought you were talking about, Pam Beasley from The Office.
No, I don't know. I haven't heard the name Pam in a while.
Pam Vanderford from Church. You uncultured swine.
Wow, call her name out. Maybe she doesn't want her name on this podcast.
Hi, Pam. Sorry, Pam.
I don't think she's listening.
No, she probably isn't.
Okay, so our first...
So how we met?
I thought we were going to do... Okay. I guess we can talk about how we met before going to the other stuff. We both go to... So, how should we set up the story?
I was living in Wyoming and you guys were coming through.
I was just going to say this since we both go to the same church. And that's kind of...
Oh, I thought you wanted to tell the story about how...
We all going to tell the story, but you lived here...
Well, yeah.
Before you moved to Wyoming.
I didn't really know you all that much.
Yeah, but it's still part of the story. That's how we... Okay. Basically, what happened... Basically, how we met, or our story of how we came into each other's lives... That sounds so corny. Basically, my dad is a preacher. I'm not going to say what church, but he's a preacher at a church. And we... How do I explain? I don't know. I just go to that church, and John goes to that church. How are you connected to the church?
My family went to that church for a while. I grew up there before we moved.
Okay, so John moved to Wyoming in what year?
2005.
2005. I remember seeing him, I have, vivid memory, not vivid, slight memory, what is the word?
Vague memories.
Vague memories of John, but I got him mixed up with another person at our church named Byron, and, for
Is
some
it because
reason,
I'm white?
I don't know, I think it's because you both had the same similar colored hair, and you both were, the same height. I think that's what it was. But the only thing is that you two look differently in the sense of Byron is very tall and very skinny, and you were just very tall.
And I was very fat.
You weren't.
I was skinny at one time, believe it or not.
Not then, but yeah. And you're also close in age. I mean, not super close, but closer than I am to him. So I was like, okay. So I got them mixed up all the time, and I just was like, oh, there's Byron, but I wasn't know it's John. And then John moved to Wyoming, and. Yeah, our church was doing, was it mission? I don't know, it's doing what was it? It was what are those called? One of those not missionary, where people go and help. Oh, something relief.
Relief mission?
I don't know, one of those. But it was in, South Dakota? Yeah, it was in South Dakota. And when we were driving up there, my dad wanted to go visit his family in Wyoming because we hadn't seen them in a while. And I did not recognize your guys' name whatsoever. I was like, we know people who live in Wyoming. I didn't know. I was how old was I? How old are you when that happened?
What year was it?
It's
2007?
7, 8, around there?
Probably about 9, 10 years old.
So that means I would be 8, 7, 8. But yeah, all I remember is that we met, I think it was at a bus stop or something.
I think it was a restaurant, I believe. I can't remember it.
All I remember is stepping out of, I think we were in a van, I think, or I don't know. I don't really remember. All I remember from that trip is that I had to meet you, and I got to see the, what is it, oh my god, Mount Rushmore, that. And Crazy Horse. That's all I remember from that trip. But I just remember getting out of the van or whatever we were in,
Oh boy, here we go.
and I saw like Charlie, his dad, and I saw Melissa, your mom, and I was like, I didn't recognize them at all. I was like, I don't know these people. And then I saw John, and then something clicked in my head. I was like, oh, that's the dude that looks like Byron. And I was like, okay, but like I was really shy. I mean, I'm still kind of shy, kind of. And so I didn't really say anything. And all I remember is that me and John just didn't talk to each other the whole time. Like, our parents would say something, we both tried answering the question, but like we didn't talk to each other. We just, yeah. I don't remember, all I remember is that. I don't remember eating together or anything like that. I just remember that.
Oh, is that how you want to tell it? Because usually when you bring it up, you like to tell me that I ignored you.
All I remember is that I probably said something to you and probably didn't hear me. And in my head, you're like, oh, he ignored me, probably. Okay. That was my dad. But yeah, that's how we kind of met. And then, like, we actually became friends a few years later after you moved back.
It was like almost 7 years later, actually. I believe it was.
Yeah, like, you moved back, and I'm still kind of like, I don't know who that person is. But I started to know who your mother was. Just because I think she was starting to do, like, she was in the women's committee, right?
Yes.
And I think my mom started talking about her and stuff like that. It was like, oh yeah, just in passing, and just in my head, it clicked on who she was. And then I just remember we had a common friend who, she was a year younger than me, that she was kind of talkative with everyone. And so she was talking to John one day, and I came up to her to ask her a question. And I just remember hearing what you two were talking about, and I was like, oh, we have a common interest. So then me and him started talking about...
You were talking about Disney.
Was it Disney?
I believe it was.
I think so. All I remember was in the foyer. That's all I remember. And Jillian was there. That's all I remember. And then I was like, okay. And then we kind of just, each week we saw each other, kind of just picked up where we left off talking about Disney. And I just remember the second I knew that you were like cool is that you said your favorite villain was Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. And I said, I love this man. And so, yeah, that's, and ever since then we kind of just hung out, and I was invited to your 16th birthday. That was a very interesting birthday because it was just me, Noah, and we were kind of like, I don't know, I was at an age where I was very like, I mean, I'm still awkward, but it was very awkward for me just because I didn't know a lot of the people there. I knew some people, like the Russ Camps and stuff like that, but I just didn't know. And I kind of just stood in the corner the whole time. And then like the youth group at the time like did a weird performance for your birthday or something, and I was so like, what is happening? And I just saw you had a pool, and I thought that was really cool, and I said, I need to be friends with this man because he has a pool.
So we're friends because you wanted to use me basically for my
I only swam in that pool once, so
that's only because it was like ice cold.
Yeah, that's where I take shower came from. John sprayed me with a hose or something in the pool, and it was really cold, and I, for some reason, acted like I was in the shower, and I take shower and wash my scalp. Weirdest thing to ever come out of my mouth. But now me and him reference that all the time. So, I mean, we haven't done it in a while, but we used to reference it all the time. But yeah, that's basically how we met. Do you have anything else to say about the story?
No, not really. I mean, it's pretty much 100% accurate. Yeah. And now look at us. We go to Disneyland almost every year.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of on hold right now. R.I.P.
Stupid coronavirus.
Yeah. Ruining everything.
I was all hyped up to go this summer to go on Rise of the Resistance.
Me too. I keep on like, you know what I've noticed this last week? I've watched a lot more Disney stuff, because usually I watch like some Disneyland stuff, but I'm aware of what's happening in the park because it's all over my social media and all that. But I was like, kind of just, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Disneyland vlogs and stuff like that. I'm just like, I miss it so much. Yeah.
And I became even more heartbroken, thank you, when you told me that my birthday present was going to be you guys buying me the build a lightsaber, build a droid thing, and Galaxy's Edge. So.
I had this idea for a while now. They have it was either going to be a Christmas present or a birthday present. I just hadn't decided on when, and that by the time I was wanting to do it for your birthday, I realized that it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, you can build a lightsaber or a droid at Disneyland, and John's been wanting to do it, but doesn't want to, pay the $100 or whatever dollars to do it.
$200 actually.
200, yeah. And so I was like, that'd be a good birthday or Christmas present. So like, I was like, oh, I could do that one time, but now, until further notice, we can't do that.
Nope.
Well.
But yeah, that's our story, and that's why we're here now. Look at us.
Yeah. I mean, it turned into, because I remember, should we talk about that? Just, I think we should just continue with the story of our friendship.
Which part?
I mean, we started to like go have like sleepovers. It was like me, you, and Noah, and then it developed into, it came around the time where my dad wasn't, I mean, he could still ride rides, but he just didn't. And my mom didn't ride any of the thrill rides. She gets motion sickness, so there's a lot of rides she can't ride at Disneyland. And so I would have to ride them with my dad, and he wasn't really like, he was getting to the point where like his knees were starting to hurt. He was getting old, and he was like, so we had to start finding people to come with me, because we were taking like Noah every once in a while and stuff like that. But we were like, so I remember one time we took Randy Hatter. And that was very interesting because, like, me and Randy don't really talk. And it just, I mean, that trip we talked a little, but it's still very awkward. So we're like, who are we going to find that's older than me that we can go off and do stuff, like go and ride rides and all that. And so I was like, and then it just clicked in my head, well, John likes Disney. I'll ask John. And then apparently you've never gone before. And so like, oh, perfect fit. And then I took John. And I mean, I did take, my parents took him. But yeah, we went to Disneyland. That was really fun. It was in July. It was really hot.
Ugh. And now that we've gone to Disneyland in wintertime, I kind of prefer the wintertime.
Yeah. I just don't like how rainy it gets in the winter. Especially when you're in a theme park.
On your birthday.
On my birthday. Oh, that was horrible. But yeah, John's been now, what, 5-6 times?
Gone every year since 2014, haven't we?
I mean, I've gone a few times without you, though.
Yeah.
I think I went once or twice without you, so...
I think about 5 or 6 times.
Oh, no, a couple times. Yeah. I was trying to count that the other day, because I used to keep count of how many times I've gone to Disneyland, and I was trying... And I think it was around, like, 15, I just stopped counting. And that was right before I think we took you, so it's probably close to the 30s now. But yeah.
You live a very privileged life. I hope you know that.
I know. But once you go to Disneyland, you just can't, like, I don't know.
Stop going.
You just can't get over it. Yeah. But yeah, we went, and then we we had a YouTube channel, as we talked about last week. Did a few videos on that. I mean, you did a few videos with me before it was officially Matt and John.
Yeah. Like,
when I would try vlogging or, like, vacations that you would go on and stuff like that. I mean, we went to VidCon. I think really VidCon is where we kind of, like... Really, because I filmed both VidCons. Like, I vlogged both of them, and you went to both VidCons with me. And I think that's where we're kind of like, oh, we could both do this. I mean, we didn't really discuss it, but that's kind of where I got the idea. I was like, oh, we both could do this. Oh, my God. Sorry, it's my dog. But I've kind of realized we both could do it. And I was like, okay. So then we did Matt and John for a couple... I feel it's like way longer. I think
it was half a year, wasn't it?
It was like half a year, but we only posted like 6 videos.
We got a couple hundred views or whatever. Apparently those videos were so good, people were wanting more, because still people ask us when we're going to do our next YouTube video.
It was weird. It was like a slow... I don't know. I think I was expecting 2 people... Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me think I'm way better than I am, but I was literally looking at the quality of the videos, and I was like, these are decent quality. Like, they're not the best, but, like, they're not like other YouTubers at the time, like new YouTubers or smaller YouTube channels where there's something missing. I felt like I had cracked the code, but they weren't getting, I don't know, I don't want to say the respect they deserved, but I just felt like I was putting way more effort into it than I was receiving from it, and I felt like I was annoying people with how much, like, we weren't promoting it that much, but I just remember, like, thinking, oh, people are probably annoyed that I'm posting, no one cares. Like, I felt like that, and I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll just stop. Because prior to that, I did just myself for a year and a half, I think, every 2 videos a week, which, that was a weird, even though I didn't get that much, like, reception. I just felt like it was such a weird time. Because, like, on one hand, I kind of didn't like doing them. Like, a part of me kind of just felt like I had to because I already did it. I always heard be consistent. So I was like, okay, I'll just do 2 videos a week. And it wasn't, like, horror, like, that bad. Like, I used to have it planned out. Like, I had it, like, I was doing a video, like, I would do 2 a week, but they would be, like, the video wouldn't go up for like 3 weeks. I would edit it the day of me filming it, but I would just schedule it to upload, so like it was a way in advance. But then I just kind of like stopped doing that, and then I started just I just remember Wednesday. I would film on. I was Mondays and
Thursdays. Don't tap on the table.
Oh, sorry. It was Monday and Thursdays when I would upload, and so Sunday I would do it Sunday after I did my homework before school. Or before I went to bed to go to school, so I was staying up till like midnight on like Sunday night trying to edit it and get it up Monday, and then Wednesday it was the same thing. I would do after church. I would come home and film, and then edit it, and then stay up till like midnight editing it, and then upload it, and then it just really irritated me. And then some days I did Thursdays, yeah, because I realized that you can react to albums and get a lot of views. And so I started doing that, not because I wanted to, and I had they weren't even like, I wasn't reviewing them. I was kind of reacting to them, but I realized that I didn't like listening to the whole album because it took too long. It was like, because an album's 40 to 50 minutes, and then you also have to have commentary on that, so the whole video recording was over an hour. So I was like, I just didn't want to film and edit all that. So I ended up just going to iTunes. You know how they give you like a 30-second preview? I would just listen to the previews and act like I listened to the whole song, and then review the song. And then, yeah, people clocked that pretty fast. They were like, you're just reacting to the preview. And I was like, no, I denied it for such a long time.
I'm doing the whole album. But hey, you got featured on Kesh's Instagram page at one point.
I did.
So, you know.
I actually listened to the whole album. I didn't listen to the preview for that one. Because after I got called out, I was like, maybe I should do this.
See, if you had kept that devotion, you would have been featured on every other, singer's Instagram.
I don't think so. I think... And it's not like... And, like, that was really cool. Like, I thought my phone was glitching out when that happened. But it was cool to be noticed by someone, like that. And just my only issue, if I could go back and what I would change about that video is I would put a watermark in the corner so people know where to go look for that video. That's the only thing that I had an issue with. Is everyone else did in the video, but I didn't. And I was like, if I could go back, I would do that. But also, okay, I'm sorry, I keep on talking about this and no one cares. But another thing that irritated me about that is that like certain artists would get more, like my most viewed one, you would never, okay, I think I did like Katy Perry, Ariana Grande, Ed Sheeran, Kesha, who else? I think that's it. Yeah, I did like a few different artists, but like out of all those, who do you think I would get the most views for? Like that's popular right now.
Ed Sheeran,
Ariana Grande. No, my most popular video was the Britney Spears one.
Nice.
I got like, I think it was like 2,000 or 3,000 views, and I was like, whoa. And
popular.
I was so shocked, and I think it was because not a lot of people were reacting to it, so their fan base was kind of looking for people to like watch, and since not a lot of the bigger ones were doing it, they were like, oh, let's just watch this kids, and like, I mean, my thumbnails were good. So I was like, I don't know.
I reacted to Ed Sheeran? I thought you didn't like him.
At that time, I didn't care that much about him, but I really, because I knew this album was gonna be big, so because Shape of You was so big, so I was like, okay, I'll listen to it. I don't remember all I remember from me listening to it is that I said something in the video saying it sounds like I compared it to something, and apparently I was totally off, and I hurt a lot of his fans got mad at me. That's another thing I realized doing those videos. You had to be you had to tread
carefully.
You had to choose your words carefully, like very carefully. Okay. Well, I say we move on to the next section, which is movies and TV shows. So, this is the section John was in charge of. Oh my God. That's my echo. Okay.
Are we going to be able to edit this out or no?
No, it'll be fine.
There's nothing to really talk about. I mean, Ezra Miller is apparently in the process of getting canceled, though.
I saw that video.
He choked out a fan.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because on one part of me, one part of one part of me, because it looks like the fan was saying, like, because you know how there's that, like, weird, like, things that people say to people, like, oh, choke me, and stuff like that. So I think she was saying that, and I think he took that too literally. I don't know, because a part of me looks like it's staged. Like, a part of the video looks staged, and then another part of me, the way she went down, it looked very aggressive. So I don't know what to think.
It looked like she was messing with him, and then he got, like, all serious and everything, and took her down.
I don't know, and has he said anything about it? I haven't seen anything.
Mm-mm.
So, like, I'm wondering if he even knows this is going on, or I don't know. But it reminds me of what's it called? Elijah Daniel. You know who that is? The one that sings, that was with Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He, at his meet and greet, a lot of his fans have this weird, like, I don't know. They basically say, "Can I tackle you for a video?" And he says yes, to where fans will tackle him and he'll tackle his fans, and it's like a mutual thing. Everyone's good with it, and they record it, upload to Twitter. It gets some noise because people are like, oh my god, he tackled a fan, but it was, you know, all consensual, all that kind of stuff. And so he made a joke about it and saying, like, maybe it was one of these things, they just forgot to put the, you know, consent part in the video, or I don't know. I just thought that's the thing I remember.
Maybe it's carefully edited.
Yeah,
you never know.
Right. James Charles announced his YouTube competition show, Instant Influencer, which I knew this was happening. He already talked about it. He had like a whole casting call and everything. But did you hear about the drama going around this?
What drama?
Yeah, James Charles drama. Oh, okay. So basically, the show only has 6 contestants, which is not a lot, but it's a YouTube Red show or a YouTube Premium show, and it's the first season. I wouldn't expect them to have, 20-something contestants, but apparently James and his team went through every single audition tape and was choosing the fans and stuff like that. Well, for the first thing is a lot of the contestants, there's only, I believe, 2 people of color in the cast, so there's already an uproar over there's not enough diversity in the cast. Which, that happens with every single reality TV show. So, I don't know. It's just kind of like a common thing. I don't know. And so then next, I don't know. We can't really say much on that. Just as, okay, like, he'll probably cast more people of color in the next season with how much people cared about that. And, yeah. And so the next controversy, apparently people thought they got on, and apparently they didn't. Because the way they found out is that his video came out and said it was already filmed. And they were like, oh, I was told I'm still in the waiting period of letting know if I'm getting back to. And apparently someone at YouTube was supposed to tell those people, hey, we already chose our 6 people, but apparently never sent the email out.
So then it's not his fault.
It's not his fault, but his name's attached to it, so therefore
he gets
blamed. But yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers, a lot of, beauty influencers who were very hurt by that they didn't get picked. And I was like, well, he said he had like a couple thousand, And there's ones that were jokes, like people, because he made a big YouTube video about it. So a bunch of people did it as like parody or something. So he had to go through and decide is this a parody or not. So I'm sure some people's videos got mixed into the parody pile just because they probably weren't the best. Or seemed like they were joking around too much. I don't know. But yeah, that's coming out in, was it April 24th? I'll probably watch it just because I find that stuff interesting. And it has Paris Hilton as a guest judge in one episode. And I just thought that'd be very interesting, seeing Paris Hilton judge. Because all I know about her is that she's blonde and she's supposedly dumb.
But she's super uber rich.
She's super uber rich, yeah.
And Kim Kardashian used to work for her, like, back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. She was the Kim Kardashian before Kim Kardashian was a thing. Yeah, so that's something. What's it called? Famous TikToker Adam Ray OK, or as most people know him as Rosa, got a paper magazine cover. And John doesn't know who this is. He knows, I've said a few of his TikToks to him, which I'm not going to say on the podcast. You have to go watch them. But very big TikTok influencer. He's a joke. Like, it's a joke. It's not serious. Like, he's very has a wonky eyelash, all that kind of stuff. Puts his makeup on, and
he's kind of weird.
Kind of weird, but it's based off of every single. If you watch his videos, and he's explained this before, he basically says it's based on. There's always that one, like, I believe, because he's Latino. He says there's always that one Latina girl in school who has like the wonky eyelash and stuff like that. And he goes, I kind of just based the character around her, like that girl in your high school. And so that's that. He got a paper magazine. Good for him. It's weird seeing how much in like the last 2 months. I mean, TikTok was there and was popular, but in the last 2 months, it seems like it just popped off. Like
now that everybody's quarantining.
Everyone's quarantined, and I don't know, just because like there's the Hype House. How do you know about that?
No.
There's basically it's a Team 10, but a bunch of TikTok kids, but they don't all live there, and they're not problematic like Team 10. They basically are just, it's a bunch of 15 to 19-year-olds living in a house making TikToks together. And their house is like, it's not like, I say a house, but this is like a resort. Like they live in this big, nice mansion in LA. But my only thing is, how are they making money? Because you can't make money off TikTok.
They're probably rich kids.
True. Brand deals. That whole thing. But yeah, there's that whole thing. And then Tom Holland and Justin Bieber went live together on Instagram. I didn't watch what they talked about, but everyone was saying it was really weird seeing whenever an actor and a musician kind of cross paths and does something together.
It's the most ambitious crossover since Avengers.
I don't know. I was just kind of the whole time. Oh, I heard about... Did you hear about Tom Holland and him and his girlfriend broke up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's that. I don't know. It was a mutual breakup. There's no drama around that, but that just reminded me of that.
Which is shocking for, a Hollywood relationship.
Yeah, I mean, they were friends, so I think I understand. And so, is that all I had? Oh, no, one more. Oh, no, two more. Oh, my God. So, apparently, NFL is now streaming on Nickelodeon. It was this, I don't know, I saw this a few days ago on Twitter, and apparently when Nickelodeon doesn't have anything to show, they're going to show football games, which I thought is really weird. And if I was watching Nickelodeon and I kind of, and football started playing, I would be like, what are you doing, Nickelodeon? Because to me, I don't like football, so I'd be like, why is this on my channel?
I don't know why you hate football. It's a good sport.
It's literally just throwing a ball around. There's other sports that are way better. Like baseball, like swimming,
I guess.
Water polo. You're in the pool. There's a more challenging thing.
I guess.
I don't know. Football is just very, I don't care. Everyone watches... No one watches this... Okay. A small percentage of people watch the Super Bowl for the football. I would say what? Like a quarter of the people, and then the other half is either the halftime show or the commercials.
It's still a good sport, though.
Don't act like you actually watch the game and get into the game. You just watch it for the commercials.
I do get into the game, thank you very much.
That's not... No.
I did get into it this last time, too. It was pretty intense.
See, I just watched the halftime show, and yeah. And I saw everyone call J-Lo, called her a really weird name just because she was pole dancing. I was like, calm down.
Sit here and call me a liar on our podcast.
You told me. All I do is you told me this every single week. I just like watching it for the commercials.
Yeah, but I also other times like watching it for the game. I mean, last year I watched it for the commercials because the game absolutely sucked.
I don't watch it for the game.
Last year it was boring. They couldn't get touchdowns to save their lives.
You want to know what I like doing during the Super Bowl? Going to the movies. There's no one at the movies. It's a fun time. And you have all the fun people at the movies too, because all the boring people are watching football.
Oh, so I'm boring?
Not you, just...
No, too late.
People. Okay, football lovers, you all are boring. There, I said it. Come for me.
I hope they come for you. It's what you deserve.
Okay, one last thing. YouTube beauty star Nikki Tutorials. You know how she went on her show a few weeks ago?
I guess.
She basically was forced to come out as a trans woman. And it was this whole thing, and it got press, and she went on Ellen to talk to Ellen, and apparently, Nikki Tutorials, she's from, what is it? She speaks Dutch, so what is that from? Holland? I think?
Something like that?
Yeah. Well,
We're going to sound stupid on our podcast.
We're going to ignore it. I'm sorry. And basically, she went on a TV show from where she's from, and basically said that Ellen DeGeneres was not nice. Which I kind of, in my head, I kind of like, she seems nice, but she seems like fake nice. So, yeah, that came out. Ellen hasn't said anything. She's probably doesn't care. She's
too busy whining about how she's stuck in her multi-million-dollar mansion just like every other rich person in the world.
I don't know. I saw that and everyone was like coming like, oh, Ellen's canceled, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I don't think she cares. And I don't think Nikki was trying to be like, hey. I think she just said her opinion. And I think at the end of the day, it's just her opinion.
Did you not see that? I think it was a Rolling Stone interview or whatever. Like Ellen DeGeneres said that she feels like she's stuck in jail because she's quarantining at her house.
No.
Yeah. I wish
that.
I could feel like that in a multi-million-dollar mansion.
I don't know. I mean, everyone feels like they're in jail in their house, so...
You're not that important, celebrities. Remember that.
Wow. Okay. Very pointed energy from John right there.
What? I'm just saying. I mean, you got them saying, like singing the Imagine song and saying how they just feel stuck and they're depressed and they're bored and everything.
I think John Mayer was on the right energy there. He sung the right Imagine song by Ariana Grande, and I just like that whole mishap. Instead of singing the one everyone else is singing, he's over here singing the one by Ariana Grande. And I said, I like John Mayer
of culture.
A man of culture. All right, and the last thing is that John. So we have this. Me and John have this thing. We alternate between the weeks, but this basically what the plan is that one of us is gonna pick an album to listen to, where we both listen to it, and the other one will pick a movie or a TV show. And I chose Future Nostalgia for the music, for the album, and so that means John chose the movie to watch, and he chose Bad Boys. So we're going to talk about what I thought of it, what he thinks of it. I want to hear what you think about it first.
Yeah, I just realized we were getting so into this, I almost forgot we had that part to do too. I don't know. I thought it was a good album.
No, we're talking about the movie, not the album yet.
Sorry. I like the movie. I mean, it's a typical Michael Bay movie about a bunch of action, not a lot of story, but it's fun to watch. But from the way you talked yesterday, you said you had a lot of things to say about it. So, did you hate it?
I didn't hate it. I hate the color palette of that movie. You know what I'm talking about? Like the very not oversaturated, because it wasn't oversaturated. It was just a lot of brown and like
red,
green. There was not really a lot of red. It was like, I don't know. It just looked like you stuck like a Grand Theft Auto filter on it, you know? And I was like, what is with... But it kind of lost that. Like, that was the only beginning of the movie. After that, it was kind of fine. And, like, I liked the comedy of it. It was very...
Will Smithy.
You know what I really noticed? I was like, I thought when I was seeing the credits, I knew it was directed by Michael Bay, but I didn't know Jeffrey, oh my god. What's his name? The guy who does the Pirates movies and,
Johnny Depp?
No, the one who produces all that. He does a bunch with Disney.
I don't know.
Bruckheimer. Whatever him. He does like he did the Sorcerer Stone, he did basically any action movie that's done with Disney, he produces it. So I thought that was really cool. And then I liked, what's her name? What's the girl's character? I don't know any of the characters' names. I literally didn't pay attention to that much. I mean, I did pay attention to the movie, but I paid attention more to the end of the movie than the beginning of the movie. Whatever the girl's character, black-haired white girl that they had, that she was like handcuffed the whole time.
Oh, what was her name? Julie? Or
yeah.
Teresa?
Not the wife. That wife was annoying. The wife of Martin Lawrence, she was so insecure the whole time. But, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe there were some clues that he was, a player in the past. I don't know. But the whole time I was like, why can't you trust your husband? Like, come on.
The man's a cop.
And I was like, okay, whatever. And then, like, I liked Will Smith's character the best. I think out of all the characters, I liked his character the best because he didn't have that much depth to him besides the whole him wanting to prove that he is a good cop. And just because he has money doesn't mean he hasn't worked hard in his life. Like, I like that. And I don't know. I liked the whole dynamic of them having to switch places or whatever, but I also kind of thought it was dumb in the sense of just, why can't you just tell her? I mean, yeah, some credibility goes out the window, but you still saved her life multiple times. Like, you think she'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. That's the least of your issues in that moment. I didn't like the chief. He was annoying the whole time.
And he's in the sequels, too.
A part of me halfway through the movie, I was like, he's probably the main villain.
He kind of comes across as that, doesn't he?
And then, like, the reporter lady or whatever, the one that's, like, trying to ban them or whatever. I don't know. I didn't get the whole subplot, but I wasn't paying that attention. Okay, I have a confession. I did watch the movie. Like, it was playing on my television. I was watching it periodically, especially the first part, but I was also on TikTok at the same time. So...
I put more effort into my subject than you did.
Okay, but listening is different. But yeah, I like the last part of the movie. Like, I like the whole scene, the last, fight scene where everything's exploding. That was really cool. I like that. I didn't even know these movies existed until that third one came out and it was doing well at the box office. I was like, they have more of these movies? Mm-hmm. I didn't know about that. So, okay.
So you can focus on a 3-hour Avengers movie, but not a 2-hour action movie.
Okay, but you're comparing a movie that I've grown up, like the whole franchise I've grown up with, and then a movie I just heard about, a few months ago. A franchise I just heard about a few months ago.
It's something new. When you're watching something new, you focus on it.
Not all the time.
It's not my fault that you have such a short attention
I also watch
span.
Endgame in the movie theaters. Like, I went to go watch the movie. There's a difference.
Did you fall asleep?
During Endgame?
Yeah.
I didn't
You always fall asleep during movies.
I didn't fall asleep during Endgame. I saw Endgame, 3 times? 2? 3? I don't remember. I mean, I've watched it a lot ever since it came out on Disney+, but that's not the point. But yeah, I would rank that movie... I mean, it's not the worst action movie I've ever seen, and it's not the best. It's somewhere in the middle. I would watch it again with, friends, but I wouldn't watch it again, by myself.
You didn't even watch it anyway when you were by yourself.
I like action. I think action movies, and a lot of action movies are a lot more fun with friends. I feel like. I don't know. It's not... I don't know. I'm not going to go, I'm going to compare it to Charlie's Angels because it's the same, kind of time frame. It's not the same type of action movies, not at all. But it's in the same...
It came out at
around the same time. With the Charlie's Angels movies, it was, after I finished the first one on Netflix, I went to go watch the second one, right after. I want to continue watching it. This one, I was kind of oh, that was fun. If the second one came out, I wouldn't be mad, but I'm not going to go out of my way to go watch the second one. Okay. So, now... Oh, I want to do this section. I don't know if you have a choice, but what's something in the last week you've watched a TV show or a movie that you would recommend to people?
House of Cards.
House of Cards on Netflix. I've never seen one episode of that. My dad has. I haven't. I don't like political TV shows all that much. So, or political in Office. Now I wouldn't say political because I've watched political TV shows before or movies, but in Office, when they're in the White House and that whole thing, I don't really like watching those things. Too confusing for me. I watched what's it called? Shut up! Thank you for filming a podcast.
Hear your mom.
I watched I, Tanya the other day. With Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
Yeah, based off Tanya Harding. I've always heard the name Tanya Harding, but I didn't really know who she was. And I watched this, and I was like, oh. And
what'd you think of it?
I liked it. It has the lady from Mom. The mom and Mom,
Oh, Allison Janney?
She's in it.
Cool.
She plays the mom in that one, too. And she's a horrible person in that movie. I did not like her character. I mean, she was funny. Especially the interview parts. There was an interview, they're interviewing them and asking them, what's going on in the story and stuff like that. And there's one scene, she's like a bird, and it's, pecking her ear, and she's like, stop that. That was really funny. And I like Margot Robbie's character, the Tanya Harding character. I hated her husband in that movie, really much, because he was I don't know, I hated his. But the whole point is you were supposed to hate him, so he did his job well. But yeah, that's what I would recommend to people. It's on Hulu. Did you see Parasite got added to Hulu today?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch that at some point. maybe that'll be my next week.
Are you sure you want to watch that? Because it's a foreign movie and you'll have to read the subtitles.
Yeah, but everyone's talking how good it is, and it looks very interesting from the trailer, so I think I'll deal with it.
Okay. So you can, watch that, but you can't watch Bad Boys. Okay.
Well, because everyone... I didn't have that much of an interest in Bad Boys. Sorry about it.
Bad Boys doesn't have much interest in you either, so...
Okay, I don't need to have interest in me. I'm perfectly fine without it. All right, so now we're going to move on to the music section, which I love music, so I could talk about this for hours.
And hours.
And hours.
And hours.
So, first we're going to talk about what has happened pop culture around this subject is Piers Morgan. He's British. Yeah. And I don't want to say, I don't know. I don't want to give him too much attention.
He's an awful person.
Yeah. And that. He came for Lady Gaga because she helped raise money, $35 million. Okay, I think we're live again. Okay, that's good. Sorry. I know I was going to try picking up. My computer decided to restart itself. So that's why there's a cut here. But as I was saying, she rose $35 million for COVID-19 and is apparently going to be a special guest with the World Health Organization. And Piers Morgan apparently says, why does a singer need to be there? Because she grows $35 million while you're complaining. That's why she needs to be there. I don't what are you doing, Piers Morgan? Complaining.
I don't think she needs to be there, but it's cool that she's going to be there.
I think she's probably just going to talk about why she did it. I don't think she's going to actually be there and be like, this is what we need in our country or anything like that. Yeah. I think she's just going to talk about it. And it also gets more people to tune in and probably listen. So, get off her nuts, Piers Morgan. Chill out. What? Okay. Well, what else? I had something else. What else did I have for music? The Weeknd broke a record with his album After Hours. He, what's it called? The Weeknd is the first artist to top these 5 charts simultaneously. Is songwriter chart, producer, singer, and then 2 others. I don't know. But I should probably look, but he broke a record, so good job. The album's a really good album, so, I don't know.
Cool, I guess.
Cool. Let's see, what else? Oh, Coachella. As we all know, Coachella got postponed, but Coachella's coming out with a documentary, basically talking about its history, its 20 years in the desert, and how it's probably going to talk about how basically Coachella is a big moment in pop culture every single year, no matter what.
Which, I don't know why.
I mean, I understand in the sense of music is such a big thing, and it's a lot of people coming together, and it's art. I think it's just with Instagram, it's just turned into this big... There's the people that go to take pictures, and there's there's people that go for both music and pictures. There's the people that go for just the music, and then there's people that go for just the pictures.
You already said that.
No, but I'm saying there's people who go for both, and then people go for either or.
Yeah, you said people go to take pictures, and now you're saying people go for the pictures.
No, I meant... You know what? Everyone knows what I meant. Everyone knows that some people go just to take pictures, and that's it. They don't care about who's playing, who's, anything. They just go for... And drugs. That part, too. But... And then there's some people that just go for the music. They don't go to take pictures. They just go to enjoy the experience. And there's people that go for both. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I mean, I kind of want to. In some ways, I kind of want to go. But if someone got me in for free, I would go. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to spend $1,000 on a ticket. I think that's just kind of crazy.
That's disgusting. $1,000.
It's also in the middle of the desert, with the sun beating down on you all day
during the summer.
I mean, spring. April.
No.
April. And so there's that, and also they're kind of they have a problematic past, or the guy who owns it is very kind of problematic, so I don't know if I would kind of want to support him. But besides that, I don't know. It's cool looking at people's ideas for what they should dress up. I mean, it's very... I don't know how to explain it. It's basically... I don't know. a bunch of butt cheeks. That's what I would like describe the fashion as. Everyone just has their butt out, and
their chest out,
and their chest out. And then there's some outfits I like. It's very hippie. It's either hippie or like stranded in the desert. There's like no in between. But this year it's apparently happening in fall, which a lot of people are saying that they're gonna be wearing like Halloween stuff, and so I think that'd be very cool. But I don't know. I've watched Coachella on YouTube. They like broadcast the performances on YouTube. I've watched a few. Like I watched Lady Gaga's and I watched Ariana Grande's and Beyonce's. But I don't watch any of the lower, like the other ones. I mean, it's fun because like I like watching, people perform and all that. It's just, I don't know. A part of me kind of is like, that'd be fun to go, but also a part of me is like, I wouldn't want to go to Coachella. It would be very crowded. I mean, I'm used to Disneyland, but Disneyland is more bearable because you have more stuff to do, I think, and it's less money, which is finally found something more, more expensive than Disneyland.
Coachella. For now.
And then, what else? I have something else. Oh, Lindsay Lohan came back to music. And I listened to the song. And it's not horrible, but it's not good. Yeah, she came back. The song. What is the song called? I don't know. I forgot what the song was called. But it's very...
terrible?
It's not
mediocre?
Bad. It's
awful.
Yeah, mediocre. It's not like... I mean, it's better than what a lot of other artists are putting out right now. I'm not going to lie about that. But it's also not, like, good. Where you're like, oh, I could listen to this multiple times. I don't know. I feel like she's been through a lot. And she's kind of... I think right now she's just trying to find something and stick with it. Because her MTV show was very...
awful.
I don't know how to explain it. It was very... Apparently she was very rude to everyone on that show. So, and they got canceled. So, I think she's trying music again, which, I mean, I enjoyed her singing in Freaky Friday. That was fun. And I know some of her songs, kind of. I don't know, she's right at the age frame. Like, she already moved on from the children stuff once started watching, it's 2005, 2006. She wasn't really she just did Mean Girls and she was doing more adult roles. So, yeah. But I just remember Freaky Friday. I love Freaky Friday. It's a really good movie.
That's a great movie.
She's a good actor. She should just stick to acting. Because Mean Girls is one of my favorite movies ever. So, yeah, just stick to acting. Alright, is that all I have in my notes? The Piers Morgan thing? I think so. Well, we now are going to talk about Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa, the best pop album of the year. It was really good. Out of every album I listened to this year. And, what was that? Did you hear that noise? I don't know what that was. Okay, but basically, see, this year, what albums have I listened to? I've listened to Kesha's album, Selena Gomez's album. I tried to listen to Justin Bieber's album, but I couldn't get through it. The Weeknd. And, is that it? I feel like I'm missing someone. Yeah, I think that's it. But, and of course, Dua Lipa's. But, yeah, it's the best pop album by far out of all of them. And I love I would say a second close contender would be Kesha, but hers, it had pop songs in it, but there was a lot of other stuff that wasn't just pop in it, so I wouldn't classify it. And it was a good, yeah, but we're here talking about Future Nostalgia. We're not talking about the other music. I really liked it. My standout tracks are Break My Heart, Physical, Love Again, Hallucinate. I think those are my 4 standout ones. I like all of them equally, but not equally. I like all of them, but those are the 4 that really stood out to me. Everyone hyped up Levitating on social media, so I was going into it like this is going to be the best song on the album, and it was good, but it wasn't better than Hallucinate. I thought Hallucinate was one of the best ones on the album.
I thought Physical was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not counting the singles. I mean, yeah, I am counting the singles, but the singles are always supposed to be good. They're the ones that set up everyone to get hyped for the album, so Don't Start Now, Physical, and Break My Heart. Those are the singles. And those Don't Start Now, everyone knows that song right now because it's all over the radio. Physical's really, really good, and I wish they would push that single more. I think it's a really good pop song. And then you told me this the other day, you liked Love Again, which I like Love Again also. You like, well, you tell them what you like about the album, because I can talk about this album for a good couple minutes.
A lot of dead space. I don't know. I thought it was just kind of catchy. I mean, it wasn't a bad album. I don't know. I feel like I'm an old person trapped in the body of a young person.
But like, it's okay.
I didn't have a hard time getting into it, but I prefer older music and some modern, like Adele and Ariana Grande. I don't know. Some of the songs I liked, like Physical and Love Again and Hallucination, but I don't really think Dua Lipa is someone that I'm going to listen to a lot, though.
Did you like... What was your least favorite one out of all of them? Here, let me pop up the track list. Because my least... if I had to pick a least favorite, it would probably be Pretty Please, because it's a nice pop song, but it's very, like... It doesn't go anywhere. It stays at the same tempo. And I kind of like songs that, you know, bounce around a little bit. You have a climax and all that. Pretty Please is probably at the bottom of mine. And then I like what's it called? It's Boys Will Be Boys, but I don't feel like it fits the album all that well.
That was I think the one that I didn't really like all that much.
It's also the most jarring out of all of them, in my opinion, because all the other ones are kind of just talking about just more lighthearted stuff, and then that one full on, I don't know how would you say it. It's just a full-on call-out. Like, it's saying, if you believe this, then you're part of the problem, and it doesn't... But I understand why she put it in there, because she always has kind of had this edge to her, like in her last
soapbox songs, basically.
Or like her last one had a song. I'm actually going to say the word, so it's a bad word in it. So if you're listening and you don't like bad words, you might want to
trigger warning.
Trigger warning, whatever. The song's called "I Don't Give a Fuck." And I remember hearing that song and I was like, they're not going to play this on the radio. Like, they can't play it on the radio. And they played it on the radio. They just cut out the, F word in it. So, the songs so she's always had an edge. Like, she's always had, like, something, she has, like, a message in her song. But that one was just the one that I don't know if it fit. But I did feel very, like, it had a lot of 70s and 80s and early 2000 elements to it.
Especially Physical. It reminded me a lot of the Olivia Newton-John version.
It was inspired by that one. It's not, I don't believe it's sampled, but it was heavily inspired by it. And she has a workout video that's a replica of the Physical music video of her doing yoga and stuff like that to it. And that was cool. And I believe Olivia Newton-John loves Physical too, so it's a cool thing. And yeah, a lot of people say this album, it reminds them of 2005's Madonna's Something on the Dance Floor. I forget the first part. I don't know. But it reminds them very of Madonna, and a lot of people really love this album. I like the album a lot. I love pop music, so that's why I like it a lot. And it's enough of old influences that it makes you really go, oh, this is really nice. And it also it helps in pop music right now. Like actual pop music, 80s synth pop is coming back into the mainstream, which I'm so glad, because nice. I love trap music as next to the next person, but I'm kind of over this hip hop trap pop blend. I want my old 2010s pop music back, and that's what I'm getting. So I really like this album. I recommend it to everyone. If you don't like, I don't know. If there's one explicit song on there, and it's called "Good in Bed." It's all about what you can guess. It's about
pretty
sex.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, if you can skip that one. It's a good song. A lot of people don't like it, the chorus, because she goes bad, 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 bad. Everyone says she sounds like a sheep, but I like it. At first, I was kind of like, I don't really care, but the weird like bloop noise, it kind of sounds like a raindrop or something. Yeah. I like that noise a lot, and I like the the bridge. And the verses, the chorus is fine, but that's the part I really like about it. And yeah, the album's really good, and I would recommend it to anyone. It's a pretty overall. I like the one thing I do like. I'm sorry, I'm talking about it. A lot of albums today have like 15 to 17 tracks. She only had 11 on this album. She said, I don't need to have 15. Like, I just need to have the basic amount. And I also enjoy that there's not really a cool down moment. You know how like albums will go up and then you'll have like the middle of the album where it's more like chill songs and like more ballads and stuff like that. She said, I don't want to do that. She said, I'm just going to have high energy this whole time. So it's a very good song to party to, like a good album to party to, a good album to get ready to get you, hyped up. That's what I really like about this album. And so what's a song or an album or that's not future nostalgia that you listen to this week it can be old, new, whatever?
Does it have to be an album?
No, it can be
because I've been listening
music.
to like a mix of old music like 80s and 70s.
Yeah, you can just recommend that.
I recommend it all.
No, one song, one choice song.
I don't know. If
What?
I had to choose, probably "Shoot to Thrill" from AC/DC.
Okay, let me go into my last FM. Let's see what I've been listening to. But let's see. What did I listen to the other day that I was like, oh, this is like, I forgot how good this was.
A lot of Dead Space.
Here, stall them while I'm looking.
Why do I have to stall them? You should be more organized.
You
should have had this ready already.
Troye Sivan's new song. Go listen to his new song. Really good. Very different than what he's been putting out. It has at the end has a little surprise. Really fun. You know who Troye Sivan is, right?
No, but he looks like Trevor Moran on drugs.
Wow. Coming for the people who like taking drugs. You know who it is? He sings Dance to This. If you heard one of his songs, you would know who he was. But, yeah. His new song's really good. I should probably tell you what it's called.
Cause it looks like a mix of Billie Eilish and Trevor Moran.
Well, he was before Billie Eilish was a thing, so.
And yet... she's more well-known than he is.
Well, he's a different genre than she is.
You're a different genre.
Well, yeah. I'm a different sex than she is, too, so there's that.
No way.
Trying to find tracks. Duh.
Da, da, da,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what his song is called. I should know this off the top of my head. What a Heavenly Way to Die. There. No, is that? No, it's not. No, that is not it. That is not it.
Wow, what a surprise.
That's not it. That's from his last album. I can just go to his Spotify. Take Yourself Home. There you go.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's right there. Latest release. Okay, Take Yourself Home by Troye Sivan. Really fun, really fresh. I like his hair in this cover art. It's very red. I'm a sucker for red.
It looks greasy.
I think it's just wet.
Yeah. Just still.
Yeah, but yeah, you should go listen to it. He was a YouTuber turned pop star, so that's fun. And what was the other? That's my choice music. And next week we will have. So I chose the album this week. So John's choosing the album next for the next podcast, and I choose the movie or TV show. So I don't know. I don't have mine yet. I don't think he has his yet. So you'll know next week
when we talk about it.
Okay. Well, this is the first episode. Please tell us how we did. It was very kind of all over the place, but we're gonna get better as it goes on.
You can find links for it on Facebook, Instagram, and our Snapchat.
Yeah,
you can find us on Spotify.
Anchor.fm/bickering. That's the URL. But you can it's also on YouTube, our old YouTube channel. I'm gonna upload the podcast on there. So if you can't find it, it's there, and there's a lot of links there too. But it's on Spotify.
Apple Podcasts.
It should be on Apple Podcasts soon. It's what Anchor told me is that they are trying to distribute it to every single one, but it just takes some time. So if it's not on your preferred one yet, go to YouTube or go to Anchoring, their website, and type in bickering. It should show up. But yeah, I'll just go to our social medias. We both promote it a lot. So yeah,
if you have stuff that you want us to talk about, or movies that you recommend that you want us to talk about, or music, just leave a comment on our social medias.
There's also a feature on Anchoring. You can send a voice message, and we can play them on the podcast. So if you
keep it PG-13, maybe at least.
Just if you want it, you can do it that way. Comment on a YouTube video. DM us. We're not that. I mean, DM me. Don't DM him. He won't answer it. And
Whoa.
what? You never answer your DMs.
You know what? I don't know why you gotta come at me like that.
Maybe you have a future girlfriend in your DMs and you haven't answered it.
Wow.
All right, guys. Well,
That's below the belt.
we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh my God.
Why you gotta come after me like that? I don't